Twokaizer here, and today we're going to work on Twokaizer. This is the 6th Ranger in the newest Sentai season. It's based off of Kikai. It's got 3 different emblems. Go on the top here, it's got Zeo, O-Ranger, Samurai, and the Twokaizer one. The goal is to make them interchangeable. Start making 3 helmets with each symbol. If I can get the symbols to print, I'm going to try to put some magnets in here, put magnets on the symbols, and just be able to swap them out. That's the goal. We'll see if it actually happens. I guess the elephant in the room is it's missing the top half. This was probably about a 3-day print. It's a pretty large helmet. I ran out of filament at the very last second and didn't see it in time. So I gotta print. I'm getting these printed right now. Actually, the tops is only like that much. But we'll put these on. It'll be fine. It's no big deal. Inside here, I don't know if you can see it, but for some reason the nozzle decided to snap this part down. It like ran into it and snapped it the whole way down. So we're gonna have to, I'll tack this first before I take any of the supports off. And we're gonna have to fill this and fix this up here. This one's gonna be a little bit of work. I'm gonna be honest with you. Could just reprint it, but I tried to print this thing 3 times and I just not having any luck. It's as far as we got, so I'm just gonna roll with it. And honestly, aside from the side, this isn't a big problem. Actually, probably filming this and working on it probably make it look better than if it didn't not print. And then the emblems, we'll see. They're really thin models, so I'm trying to get them printed on my little printer. I tried printing them last night, but they're too thin and they just started getting striations all over them. So we're gonna try, see what we can do. But first, we're gonna tack the parts onto here, fix this inside, maybe a little glue, and then we'll get to sanding. Oh no, tragedy. Taking the supports off, and she just broke right in the half here, which isn't the worst. I still got some supports here to take off, but just more work. But I think it'll be fine. I think we will get it put back together here best we can. Still don't have the top part printed yet, but we'll get the bottom here done, and then yeah, we'll go from there. All right, it's not pretty. We're missing a lot of material here. And this was actually poking up here. I cut this end off. But we're gonna fill this in with epoxy sculpt. I think, maybe Bondo, I don't know. I just need to get something in here to hold it together enough that I can push material in there. This side didn't turn out bad. This kind of just a spot putty fill on this end. Inside is not pretty on this side, but this side's okay. We'll make it work. Boy, I didn't realize this thing was this rough when I took it off the bed. Again, still have the horn parts printing. I guess they're horn parts. I don't know what it's supposed to be. An anchor? I don't know. But we'll get these on here. I'll probably do this off camera because it's going to take a good bit. And then when I get to this, I'll show put an epoxy sculpt on the top. But, and we're still gonna print the back. Didn't get the back printed yet, so this whole thing could fall apart. We don't know. But again, I think it's gonna be all right. I think it's a, I don't know if it's in the model or if that's a Z seam. I'll have to look. But we'll get it. I think it's gonna be okay. It's such a cool helmet too. I mean, I love the Twokaizers, so having a new Twokaizer helmet is pretty awesome. And let's hope the emblems print as well. I was thinking of embedding maybe like 1 or 2 magnets in here. You know, cover them up, sand them down, you won't even see them, and then putting magnets on the back of the emblems and just pop on there. But we'll see. This thing has got a lot of work and a lot of roads to go before we can even start thinking about that, I think. Still gotta get the emblems printed. If I can get them printed and figure out where they line up and stuff, then I'll probably melt holes in here, put magnets, and then fill it over. But we'll get there, one thing at a time. Okay, next we're gonna sand Twokaizer here. Here's where we fixed. And this needs sanded a little bit here, but I think it looks okay. If you look on the inside, that's the damage. It's a lot of damage. And then I think it's gonna be okay. Once we sand it, do another thing, a filler primer. I might have to fill this here. It didn't really fill very well, but same on this side. I think it looks okay. These look okay. I may have a hand sand in here. I tried my best, but my best is probably not good enough. So, still haven't decided what to do with the emblems for this. They're in a bunch of pieces over there. I was thinking, get some thin, like 1mm craft foam, glue them onto there, try and embed a magnet, use a soldering iron, put a hole in here, put a magnet in there, and then boop, 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 you know. If I can get them on the craft foam, I might have to run to the dollar store and see if they have any. I don't have any. Don't think. So that's the thinking for that right now. If that ends up being the final thing, I don't know. I want to get the helmet at least sanded and ready to paint before I put a hole in it. Well, I guess I should probably figure that out. What I'm trying to say is I'm trying to just make some progress while thinking about that, because I'm going to have to put them on craft foam, glue them on, put a magnet somewhere on them, either melt it into it or super glue it behind it maybe. But if I put a hole in it, I put the magnet so it's sticking out so it like pops in so it's more flush. That's an idea. I like that idea. So maybe I'll do that. So how to get the magnet to stay on? I could use super glue. I feel like it would rip off the foam. I don't know. We'll think about that. And then the emblems all need work on them. Hold on one second. I guess you don't have to hold on. So like here is, I don't think this is the one. I put the ones I'm going to use in a bag somewhere. I don't know where I put it. But like up in here on the one I'm going to use needs filled. You know, these need filled. The numbers all fell off, so I have to glue them back on. I think the one broke. So that's a whole thing. The tip down here on what I'm going to use fell off. The Twokaizer one doesn't have any backing, so it's all just the separate pieces. And the swords have, of course, a curve to fit around the helmet, so that's going to be an issue. There's a lot to this. This is a very difficult, okay, not difficult, I guess ambitious is what I'm going for, since I'm trying to make it interchangeable emblems. I just think that's cool, and if it's for me, you know, it's what I'd like to do. I was kind of bummed I couldn't get my Zoo of the World work, but I think this I can figure out. Hopefully. We'll see. If it doesn't work that way, then hey, screw it. We'll glue on the 35 one and call it a day. Though the Zenkaiger one is probably way cooler. I mean, I love Gokaizer's emblem and everything, but something about the Zenkaiger one on this helmet, it's so big and beautiful. I don't know. But we're going to sand this with some 220 here. And probably hit another coat of primer. And see what we're working with. Like I said, we might have to fill this down here. And we'll see if this gets any better. I mean, I don't know. To me, that doesn't really bother me, but I understand some people don't like that. I don't know what to do about it in here. I get some 60, rough it up, and try. But I also found out with the little dots where, for some reason, my Z-seam was set on random instead of sharpest corner like I usually do. Well, not usually. The first videos you'll see, I have a Z-seam down the back because my old printer, my U20, my Alpha Y, didn't put a Z-seam, or maybe Cura changed and I just didn't realize it. I never really got a Z-seam. It might have been automatically the sharpest corner, but I put it on the sharpest corner now and you can't see it. I'm going to be like 98% with you. I don't super know what that means exactly. I understand the idea of it, but I don't know how it picks where to put it. So that's what that is. We got to get all these stupid Z-seams off. And we're getting there. I think it looks better than it did, right? It's one piece. I don't know if the back still fits. I didn't look, honestly. But we might have added another inch or something while hacking, putting it back together. I don't know. She's fine. I've had worse. Oh, maybe not. Hold on. Maybe I'm lying to you. Okay, so it's not going to be the best. Maybe. Like I said, we'll mess with it. I'm just holding it right now, so it's hard to tell. But, yeah, I think he's going to be cool. Let's get sanded. Rambled enough. All right, man. This helmet's a pain to sand. It's just big and a lot of nooks and crannies. But we got to sand it. We're gonna hit it with some 220. Nope. We're gonna hit it with some primer. Oh, I already did. I'm losing my mind. And then we'll see what it looks like, and hopefully by then I can figure out what the hell I'm doing with the emblems. Okay, we're gonna let this dry. Man, I don't know. I think it's looking good. I'm getting excited. The only problem is with the metallics, because this is just gold and silver, they will show you every single layer line you missed possible. It's just the way they are. They reflect light differently. But I think this is gonna be okay. But we'll let this dry. And then hopefully I figure out that emblem, like I said, and then we'll assist ourselves and try to figure out how we're going to attach it. But, all right, thanks. Okay, so I think this is what I'm gonna do. So I just got some sticky 1mm foam from the dollar store that I put on the back here, trimmed around it, sanded it down a little bit. We can clean it up more. I'm sure it's gonna get clean when we sand the actual emblem, but haven't quite figured out how I'm gonna attach it yet. But I think that's gonna be okay. It's gonna be lifted a little bit. I'm gonna be able to heat it up and push it in there more. I tried, but I didn't want to melt it. But I think it's going to be okay. Like I said, they're not really meant to like be interchangeable, so you know, there's not really too much I can do to make it look better. But to make 3 helmets, that's an idea, right? But I think I'm going to do this. We'll probably drill out, put a magnet in here, then we'll just do. There you go. Not 100% yet. I got to see how the other ones work out doing it this way. I think the star will be fine, but the Twokaizer emblem might be a little finicky since it's not together. The way it printed, it fell apart. So we're gonna try it, and if this works, then I will probably put some epoxy sculpt on this. Just like it down around here. This needs work. Maybe some spot putty to fill this in. And sand it, and then we'll get the numbers glued on, or maybe I'll glue on the numbers first, spot putty it all, and sand it. I don't know. The numbers are very brittle, so I feel like they might fly off. But because I could put foam on them and then glue them on, give them some rigidity. I don't know. It's an idea. We're gonna see how it turns out. If it sucks, you know, we can fill the hole in the helmet, not a big deal, and print emblems again. Or just glue one of them on and call it a day, but we'll see. Okay, still a little displaced here. Going to wet sand this Zenkaiger, Twokaizer. I got this sanding block today, 400, 600. I have 1,000, 1,500 one I like. Just give it a shot. It was like $3. I also got regular 400, 600 grit sandpaper that I'll probably use more than this, but we'll give it a shot. Okay, that is Twokaizer wet sanded. I think. I don't know. Don't really like that sanding block and spray bottle. I like my bucket and my hand sandpaper. Sandpaper? I guess. Whatever. So I mean, I'm gonna rinse it off and let it dry and see what we're working with. But I think it's okay. Figured out what I'm gonna do. I'm working on the emblems right now. I put sticky foam on the back of them. Plastic dipped the sticky foam, super glued around the edges, primed them, did a little spot putty. I'm gonna sand them tomorrow, and then I will glue the numbers on and prime that again, sand it, and then we'll move on to painting. But what I'm gonna do is I am going to melt a hole in here, super glue a magnet, put some spot putty over it, hopefully super light, and fill this in. And do the same on the back. Well, the back of them I just have to burn through the foam a little bit, super glue it in, and then I should be able to just pop. I mean, that's the goal. If that's what works out, we'll see. But gonna rinse this off, let it dry, and I might spot putty this. I don't like it. I know I can do better than that. I might spot putty that and a couple of these things when I do this, but we'll see. Okay, so we're gonna put the hole in this, put the magnet in. Not really super sure. These aren't done yet. Still working on these. Where it goes, I guess it doesn't matter for this as much. I can adjust the. Let me get the 35. That's the weird one. pull up a picture on my phone here. This one I can only put a magnet like here, so I don't know. Where that sits on his helmet. Are there any pictures that aren't toys? Okay, so that looks about right. There's a glare, but let's say about there, huh? Put that there. The other ones. This one might be a problem. Guess I could put, no, because in the third, I don't think the Zenkaiger one would work well. I think I'm gonna have to go there and try to make the O-Ranger one work. Let me mark this. So we're thinking here and here. Now let's see if the other ones will work in the middle there. Right, the Zenkaiger one over here. So that one will be fine because we'll put it about here. Or we could put two, put one here and one here. Put one right in the middle. I don't know. Where's the star? The star sits right there. It kind of still does work. That one might be the best. And that one still works for this. Okay. Well, I think we can put two. Be all right. I think. Hold on. Let me get my units. They're so hard to get out sometimes. So thinking like that maybe. You move this down just a little bit. I'm thinking like that. And that works fine. That would just be one. It's light enough, not a big deal. We can maybe put two in this one. Beautiful. And then star. No matter how I look at the star, it always looks wrong. I think I'm gonna add something down here. I don't know. Yeah, it's a little tight for the star, but we'll make it work. Okay. I hate to do this. God, I hate to do this. But we are going to put holes in it here with soldering iron. She's hot. I hurt myself pretty bad. Burnt my thumb last week on this and was gun shy about it. Super glue magnets in. Hopefully I get this the right depth. Hopefully it doesn't go through. I guess we can adjust it if it does. Or I can just put like a thing of spot putty. It should be okay. But here goes nothing. I'm gonna go a little bit not as wide as the circle. And this is probably going to end up looking funny without an emblem on it, but I mean, I'm not going to really display it without an emblem on it, because we might lose this crest. I don't know if I can make that work or not. So that's going to be good. Do here. Again, we don't want to go too deep. Let that cool second here. And again, you could just print this with an emblem on it already. I honestly didn't really look at the file when I started printing it. Or else I probably would just put the 35 one on, the Twokaizer one, but sorry, I had to mute that. The air compressor kicked on. Like I was saying, I probably would have kept it the 35. I like the Twokaizers best, but I can do this gimmick. I think this will work. Make it just a little bit wider, and I think it's going to be good. Okay, so pop them in here one last, drop it on the floor one last time, I mean. But he fits worse now. How about this one? As well. Okay. Again, this little like parts that are sticking up from where we're mounting, you'll be able to rip that right off. It'll be fine. If I can just get these emblems to look okay. They're a little rough right now. They're working on it. I'm not sure where. I see it. I don't know if I can get to it right now, but. Yep. So that'll be alright. Like I said, put these in here. We'll super glue. He may not come back out. And we'll spot putty over it, sand it, and he'll be ready to paint. Here we go. Okay, here's the emblems for Twokaizer. What did I do? Again, I put them on some sticky foam backs, and then I plastic dipped the backs, super glued around the edges, sealed that, put a little spot putty on them, a little bit of epoxy sculpt, more so on the 35 to give it some rigidity, because it was just a floppy mess because none of it's connected. Then we primed it, sanded it, just glued the numbers on, And we are going to prime it again, do a little quick sand, see how they're looking, and then it will be time to paint. So here we go. All right, gonna let that dry, and then I'm trying to decide when I want to put the magnets in the back. The spot putty on Twokaizer didn't really work very well for the magnets in the front. They just protrude too much, so I can't get the arch. So it's gonna look like what it looks like at this point, but we're getting there. All right, here's Twokaizer. The gold on him. Now with the gold paint, I find that if you put masking tape on it, no matter how long you let it dry, it still takes some off. So I'm gonna try to do the silver outline with a paint marker. I'm gonna try. And then we'll do the detailing. The emblems, I just wet sanded, you saw. They're drying. I'll hit them with paint here, and then we'll get them finished. I think it's gonna look all right. I mean, again, there's some issues here, but I mean, again, this was missing about that much of it, you know. So I think it's gonna come together okay once we get it here. But I gotta look up where all the lines go. I think they go, I don't think there's anything here. I think it's like this, but cut that here. So we will see if this works. I don't know. I never used the paint marker on the gold. I don't think it should be fine. Okay, I need a little break. It's probably been about, I don't know, a good 40 minutes to get this done. It looks better on camera. I don't know, the lighting in here makes it look weak. And I'm sure once we get the black detail lines, it's gonna look better. Couldn't really figure out what to do around here. I didn't know how far down this went and all that. It's the best I could figure out. And I didn't do the top yet. I just did around the visor. Try to get in on the visor. Probably won't get to the top part today or the back. That just takes forever. Halfway through I was like, well, I could just put spray paint and paint it on, but I don't know. I went this far, I might as well finish it, right? And I gotta figure out how far down these go. I know the Twokaizer helmets, they go like the whole way down. But I don't even have any 6mm tape. I used it all last night trying to mask off my in-space red that I didn't even get masked off the whole way before I ran out. So I'll let this dry, get to it. Take you over here, you can look at the emblem. They're drying. Just put gold on them. which I don't know. I'll have to look. I probably should do silver. I think the Zenkaiger one has a silver trim, like the helmet, black, numbers gold. I looked at this one to make sure the 35 are gold, the rest is silver. And I believe with the star, it's like the Zenkaiger one. It's a silver trim, black star, gold letters, I think. It could be opposite on that one. I don't know. I'll have to look when I sit down, but they're gonna dry. I'll try to get them done. I might be able to do them during the week. It's Sunday and I don't work on stuff during the week usually, unless it's something someone needs done, but pretty much it for the weekend. I think I might have a 3-day, maybe a 5-day weekend coming up next week, so at least I should get this done. But I'm sorry, I'm rambling. This video is already too long already, but this helmet's intense. Okay, so this is where we're at with the detailing on this. I worked on this over the week. Didn't finish it all. Finally got my masking tape to bring these down. I didn't feel confident I could do straight enough line with that. But I'm just gonna go around, touch up a little bit. I got a little carried away up here. I gotta put a little bit more gold paint, cover that up. And we'll clear up some splotches in the silver since I did it with that pen. It was a contest of patience. But we did it. Got this. I got the back done. Like I said, got to touch it up a little bit. Gonna do that, and then I'm gonna start painting the emblems. I'm gonna do the black coat on them as soon as I clean up my table here and figure out how I'm working, since I'm displaced for a little bit. But we're gonna get on that so I can try to get everything top coated at the same time. But that's where we're at. Okay, so I got the first coat on those, gonna let them dry. You know, they don't look great yet. The black needs at least 2 coats, especially over this gold. The silver was a pain too. You have to do another coat on that, but yeah, I'm gonna let those dry, do a second coat. I'll probably do the silver trim. I don't know if I'll record it or not, because I'm probably gonna work on this while I'm doing a bunch of other stuff today. You can't see it in the video, but there's like 7 helmets sitting here. So hopefully, when I pop back next time, we will be ready to top coat. Hopefully. But let's go. Okay, I think it's time to clear coat this finally. I think the emblems turned out okay, considering they were, you know, paper thin and broken and everything. I think with the clear coat, they're gonna look great. Hopefully. I feel like the silver lines on the helmet could be wider, but I don't know. I tried. I didn't have any reference for most of it since this thing was a mess and it kind of got welded together and fixed the parts. So it's kind of the best I could do. It could be better. Again, maybe in the future I'll make another one that has, you know, one emblem as the thing, and it'll probably look better. But I don't know. Let's clear coat it and see what happens. Okay, gonna let that dry. I might have got a little carried away with the last coat there. I don't know what came over me. It's also pretty, it's not cold out, but it's not like warm. Does that make sense? It's probably like 70, and it's raining, so it's not drying as fast as usual that I'm used to. But I think it's gonna be all right. We'll let this dry, and then we will, of course, add the visor, the elastic, and the magnets. It should be done. Okay, so here's Twokaizer, cleared, and then there's this mess. Oh boy, right? So what happened is, I guess some of the black acrylic ran and it got all muddy. So I tried sanding it off and spraying on gold again and hitting a clear coat, and now it looks like this. So I guess I'm gonna let this dry. I'm just gonna brush out some gold and call it a day. It doesn't look good with the gold just brushed on, like they don't match up. But I honestly don't know what else to do. I could probably sand it down and recoat it, but I feel like it's still not gonna look like the rest of the helmet. I cannot get it to look like this weird gold again. So, kind of bummed about it right now. Honestly, don't know what else to do. And this is like the 4th time I've tried to fix it. So, it's disappointing. It looked good on the shelf though, right? I don't know. I'm gonna let this dry. I guess brush on some more gold, and I guess we're gonna have it look bad. Okay, we're gonna finish Twokaizer here. Please ignore this. I'm so bummed about it. I really am. I tried. I honestly, I didn't record it all because I thought the first time it would work and it didn't, and the 3rd time it didn't, so the 4th time it didn't, and then that's when I recorded when I was just gonna, you know, brush it on and call it a day. So that's what I did, and it looks terrible. I know. I'm well aware. I'm very upset about it. But it looks okay from the front. And I think that's on the shelf. That's what's going to matter. Or from this side. This side looks okay. But we're going to finish it. Put the visor in. Magnets, elastic. You know the deal. So here we go. Okay, got that all in. We're gonna move on to, I guess, the reveal. I don't know if I've showed it yet with all of the emblems, so stay tuned for that. Alright, that is Twokaizer done. Happy with how he turned out, kind of. Happy with everything but this paint on the side. I don't know what happened. I don't know if maybe I used a different color of gold on. I really don't know. But other than that, for what it was, I mean, you saw how messed up this thing was in the beginning. The fact it's together and looks okay to me is acceptable. It's a great design. It really is. You know, I love the Gokaiser design, so I'm a sucker for it. And that's probably, you know, who they made it for. I like how the emblem stuff turned out. I know they don't look the best and they're not flush like they are in the helmet, but the fact that I can just interchange them when I want, I think is pretty cool. Had they had any sort of thickness to them when they printed, we probably could have gotten away with not having to reinforce them with foam, because I needed something flexible, you know, and not something rigid. If that was the case, then we might have been able to get them more flush with the helmet, but you know, from the front, I think they look great, and on the shelf, it's gonna look perfect, and you won't see this messed up paint here. But this turned out nice. This is the side, aside from the paint issue, this is the side that had that, you know, 1-inch gash in it. So we got it all back together. There's a couple other spots I wish I could have sanded better. I would like to make this helmet again and probably pick a emblem to put on it. I'd probably do the 35. I don't know if I'm going to display the Zenkaiger one or the 35 one. Haven't decided yet, but yeah. Warner from Model by 3D Command Center. Don't have any complaints about his model. Again, I think you're supposed to pick an emblem and, you know, print at the same time. I think in the show, these might be a little skinnier up here. I don't think they're as fat, but I haven't seen Zenkaiger, and I'm pretty sure he made this off the like box scans and stuff when he got like leaked. So, all in all, very nice job. Check out 3D Command Center if you're interested in this model. I'm sure he will hook you up. But yeah, thanks for watching. Sorry this is kind of a long video. It certainly took forever, it feels like, and it definitely lengthwise took forever, and that's cut down. This is cut down to like a, you know, a solid 45 minutes. Probably gonna be more by the time I'm done rambling here. So let's just wrap it up. Like, comment, subscribe. If there's anything you want to see me make, let me know. I can try to make it happen. I've been kind of toying with an idea of, you know, randomly drawing a Ranger key and seeing if I have it, I can make it. That'd be kind of fun. I have a weird deja vu all of a sudden. Very weird deja vu. I don't know. But that's an idea. But if there's something you want to see, let me know. I will try to get to it and try to make it happen. And yeah, thanks for watching.